Hey, State Berg here from our game video. Today we're playing some more. What's going on? Yeah, it's I'm guessing you know what? I get back to getting a grasp on reality. Hello? Who are these fine gentlemen?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
The punks!
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational title.
Who are
I
you?
can tell you who we're not. Cop. We're not snitches. Or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, Cop Man, is we're
I hate
not
the
part
fact
of
that
the skulls.
I hate the fact that I hate the streamer mode. That's probably the reason why that word's so streamer mode doesn't like do anything with the music, it just censors that one word.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
Who are the skulls?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
No, I really don't.
The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals, are West River Sholian crime syndicates.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
If a
Non-verbal.
skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence and death he's witnessed through the sight of his firearm.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around their brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
Do you know anything about the murder that took place here?
Murder?
A man was hanged in the backyard of the World Rags.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it.
It was a man.
It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean...
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey! Stop right there! How does one know anything?
Ah, this sounds like epistemology, a field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
I know you do not know shit.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
Maybe it's true. The hanged man is merely a prop in a performance. We are the audience, and the artist is hiding somewhere in the dark.
In that case, brilliant
No
work, Art.
reply. The blonde rebel scratches his chin, deliberately not focusing his gaze on anything. He looks very uncomfortable.
Do you guys know Cindy's
Oh
skull?
yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking in youthful idealism. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Why aren't there more skulls in Art and
The
Ace?
Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are.
The kids in the...
Oh
in the
man,
set?
yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the abyss.
Why?
Probably because of how non-verbal their mode of operation is going to be. It's a threat.
I just want to talk about music now. And now their conflict all of a sudden too much.
That's right. You should back off and let silence rule supreme.
This is ridiculous. Boys, do you know why the gang is called Skulls?
Yeah. The skull symbolizes the embrace of death and nothingness, present in all of us. The vehicle of our future operations. Death and nothingness.
They're called Skulls because when you are shot dead in the middle of the street, the skull is the only part the stray dogs want to eat.
Just trust me and follow my lead.
So boys want to feed the
No
dogs?
reply. The blonde rebel scratches his chin, deliberately not focusing his gaze on anything. He looks very uncomfortable. The other one shuffles uncomfortably, nevertheless continuing to steal glances at the lieutenant's motor carriage.
Your rhetoric's confusing. Are you part of the skulls or not?
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
What do you think?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
But in a non-threatening and definitely legal way.
We'll fuck the system from the inside later. Just be cool now. The damage will be tenfold.
Right on, fuck. So what's happening now?
Enough of the skulls again. What's with the jackets?
What about them?
Why does your jacket have piss fat on it?
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
Makes sense.
What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently
Perfect.
meaningless.
It seems that the young
I
man
could say that.
has a certain expertise in at least one
I
field,
can say that.
even if it's rather narrow.
I can say that word. YouTube. Perfect.
Like I said before, Many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it.
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket, or are they derived from something else entirely?
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though,
Blow it
you
up.
get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking someone. Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, he's got a point. Is it a coincidence that here we have 2 badass jackets and 2 badass cops?
Hey, Cam,
Yes?
do you think it's a coincidence?
What is?
2 of us and 2 there's 2 of us and 2 of these jackets.
What are you implying?
Which one would you wear?
I'm not sure I understand you, detective.
Are you more of a jacket guy or fuck the world kind of guy?
Neither.
Come on, kid, it's just a mental
Fine.
exercise.
If only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the 2 statements.
That works. I feel more like a fuck the world kind of guy.
Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
That's an origin story for a dynamic duo right there.
So are we done here? Or you don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
No, no, no. Don't ask anything. Be subtle and scary. The boys dream about being skulls. Use that.
Wow.
Suggest they're massive skulls. Come on.
Boys, with those jackets, you're gonna be skull kings in no time.
What? No! Skulls don't have kings. I think. And we're not even in yet.
Yeah, man, keep your voice down. Skulls don't take it lightly when folks pretend to be them. We're not even prospects yet.
Prospect must be a hierarchical term.
Not even
Probably in the lower end.
not even prospects, and you're already aspiring to be king.
Oh, you boys are ambitious. Only prospects and already planning a coup in the skulls. You're destined to go far.
He gets it. Passive-aggressive flattery.
Shut the fuck up. Are you trying to get us killed?
Now bring it to the jackets and, yes, start shouting.
Yes, we want
Please
to
be
be
quiet.
full killer
What?
skulls too.
What do you
Like,
want?
Judge, what?
The jackets?
Yes,
Man.
you're excellent. Well,
Okay.
I'll be
I
implied.
get it. Skulls don't really wear slogans anyway. This was stupid.
Fuck.
The lieutenant watches the boys take their jackets off with mild amusement.
Since you said you're more of a guy, I'll take the other one.
I'm absolutely okay with not having either one, thank you.
Why not? They're a pair. We can really raise hell going undercover hard.
This case doesn't require us to go undercover or raise hell. In fact, I don't think the jackets will be useful at all. I just wanted them to not have them anymore.
Cold-hearted cop.
It's still good to know that we have a pair just
The
in
need
case.
will not arise.
The jackets are meant to complete each other. If a man was standing alone on a street corner with his written on his back. It'd just be an individual that has taken a liking to urine. And fuck the world, all on its own, is, frankly, generic.
I don't know, Eric. It's cold out.
Yeah, let's get out of here. The cops fucked us.
I stole. Are you sure, Kim?
Yes?
Oh, by the way, I found my badge.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure. Lieutenant W. Freighter.
What is a W?
The
Freighter?
lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
You had a W after?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're W. Freighter. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors, out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
What is decompose?
Decomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol citizens militia. It means counting down to twos.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last century experimental psychologists in the University of Königstein.
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kings.
What kinks?
Kings like satellite officers and the additionally a freighter rank I already explained.
Wait,
You are
satellite
given the
officers?
title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
So you've been putting up with all my bullshit because I'm your superior?
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work. It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
I thought my rank was
Yes,
drunk.
Apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
Thanks, that gives me hope.
Good.
They're back.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads,
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
What?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiayeva.
Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names from your decomptage flash in your forebrain. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark. The library card is folded into 2 and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member. Whoever owns this, most of these titles seem to be in the, if lost.
We should first decide what to do with the body.
How the f do you know the body yet? Uh, I'll put one in Flavor Saver. I'm it's at a weird.
A man lies on the boardwalk.
Hold on. Looks like he's been dead for a while. I'm surprised no one found him before you came along.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad.
What we're witnessing here is the demise of a great party beast. The leather jacket, the empty bottle of vodka.
The wedding ring. But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive. No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? 2 suspicious deaths in such a short time frame.
A sequence killer? There's nothing that connects those 2 bodies. This is a completely different case, an accident. It's possible, but let's take it step by step. We still haven't identified the man.
Do you
Oh
think?
yes.
What about the alcohol poisoning, liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
What about the
What
kebab?
about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Someone should have held responsibility for the broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Alright,
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
what should we do?
From where I stand, I can see 2 options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Oh, about
A field
Fiona.
autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
You're right.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
We found him. We should finish this.
Alright, we've already examined the library card. Let's call the Jamrock Library from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about this Billy Méjean. And while we're there, we should also call the station. Let them know that we are taking the case.
Oh, and we got some friendly faces you should probably meet.
Oh, hey, Wade. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Have you by any chance heard Verlis say the password to a radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
I'm doing it for I'm doing a survey of passwords, passcodes, identifying regional trends. In the interest of public safety, of course.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity la niñita pequeña when I hear it. I think we're done here, essay.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good morning, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Rapid Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log? Good. Please repeat the password.
Life after
Good.
death.
I have unlocked the filament.
Yeah.
After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing the printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
You think these logs may be connected to
Our
the case?
case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
Read the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting.
Wait, narcotics.
I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle fishermen's gossip to scare away the kids. Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned and cold, and in an awful part of town.
Then why doth the lieutenant protest against spending time here so often? 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Well, why would you need an
Why would
antenna?
anyone need any of this equipment here?
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Hey, data loss.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Artists, programmers, Lexi, who are all these people?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
Read the fifth
12th
entry.
of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the
This is
higher
an
I go,
SCP
the
article?
less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Read this.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
She must be
The
describing
girl
her.
on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51.
Funny how he
I
knows all
got a
this.
call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That was
I
me.
knew it wasn't a good idea to
broken.
meddle with the machine.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Uh-oh.
breaking into my radio computer, I see.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCN, you see.
We're on a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
What is it?
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Hey, you're the lead programmer of the Elysium by any chance?
Yes. Or, no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
Sorry, but who are you and what are you doing
I
here?
am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you. No? Yes.
He's seen you?
And?
And the crabman has seen you?
I don't care. I don't care about crab men.
Wow, she really doesn't. Not afraid, this one.
Why are there so many
I
machines
brought
in this
them here.
place?
These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you
I
need the
use
antenna?
the AR-1 as my RAIN prefect processing unit.
Wait, what?
RAIN prefect. My radio computer.
And the antenna's processing
Yes?
unit?
You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
I know a
All
little.
right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
And the gay
I
is a
guess
good
it is.
idea?
So far, I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable.
Sounds like West
But
Mass.
it's not the cheapest one on the market.
It sounds like Central
So
Mass.
I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape
Unstable.
operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
What about those barrels
They
of
are
water
connected
there?
to my RAIN prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Right, I'll try not
Great.
to touch anything. What are you doing in the abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she?
I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask
I'm
questions.
conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What
I'm
researcher?
looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
A hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
Hold on, man.
I don't know. Are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But how do I figure it out?
I can't
You
understand what's
measure
on
it
it.
by its surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins.
Ah, hydro transducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Yeah,
Somewhere
I-
underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to cease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the crab man
I
lives.
know.
You think the crab man might be someone responsible for it?
No, I don't.
You say your research isn't going well? Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's all I wanted to know about the two scary millimeter hole in the wall, 2 millimeter hole in the world for now.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about in-art dance music?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Have you even listened to it?
Yeah. Like all the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they? Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right. You feel about club friend. In-art
This is
music.
about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do I want to build
Take a
here?
guess, why don't you?
Some scary
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Actually, you got anything to say about the mural, Tim?
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
This is
Yes.
Zeus.
I wasn't sure before, but this must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez. It's called the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
You know about this
It's a
place?
minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you
There
know?
used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Setsa, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism?
Kim, are you a follower of Delirianism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
I was doing a...
It's not
Figure
spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
I guess we gotta go talk to those, speed freaks.
Hello again.
I got anything that can bring up my empathy? Alright. I do not have a high
Come
enough.
on, get in. The warm stuff's getting out. Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Goodbye, officer.
I got stuff for logic, don't I?
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Everything isn't quite as you told, taking the years.
Okay, so the Speed Freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much
I had
checks out.
94
You
fucking
like
percent.
music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young, too. But you digress. The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is plus, and it has to be considered. You can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out.
Goodbye, officer.
Huh?
I see you're here again. Offside, man. Did I mention getting us into the church would help? Weird stuff. Wires going in.
The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revachel's sister revolution on the Grand Isola. It's no
Most of it psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff. Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can... I suck at socialising, man.
Back to the heavyweight jam. Hardcore! It's hardcore! Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger.
Huh? I see you're here again.
Offside, man. Did I mention getting us into weird stuff? Wires go.
The People's Republic of Somalia.
Most of it does psionic powers. Pale relate? Nah. You heard me. A sticker? You mean?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it.
Good, good. What did you want to know? I guess one could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for?
I don't know, I like the police jacket. What else is around here?
An old door, worn by elements.
It's military. A service depot of some sort. Probably something that is no longer there.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's not really much I can do. Let's go to Jamrock. Oh, it's right, the interrogation. I almost completely forgot about that.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with?
I always am a lawbreaker.
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. What are the other ones?
I'm looking for somebody.
Let's
There you
see. Who are you looking for?
go. Missing crucial zoologist.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
The people look
Aha,
for
like snowmen.
no man. You've heard of those?
Two odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
What?
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Oh, you're getting it. And it is gorgeous.
Where did they
I
go?
don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen? Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
What do you do around
Like I
here?
said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now, I'm tarring a little skiff.
What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
Is that enough to make a
Sometimes I
living?
also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
No, walking on
Oh,
the beach.
very. Finding pieces of glass, bits of wood. Every once in a while we get dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. What else? Bottles, drugs also, lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass. Very romantic.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely. Mines. Mines. You need mines.
Mines. The
Well,
RCM
the
could use
RCM has to
mines.
wait for another one, because some army folks came by, took it in the middle of the bay and blew it up. The blast was surprisingly timid for such a huge spiky thing.
Nice sword.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
Oh, you know how
Not
to use it?
really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
Is it
It's
imposing?
a
It is
regular
imposing.
mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
What do you need
From time
intimidation
to time,
tactics?
people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time. What
Oh,
makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that.
Yeah.
That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Show her. Show her the wonder. Coach means the expression.
Behold! Did you like it?
Sure. It looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same unchanging grin. It's like a shield.
This game, man.
The traces of her laughter are still there, in her eyes, fading fast.
Where are all the
Some
men
went
now?
to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Wait, why? If they're thick-headed?
Guess I enjoyed the way he bled.
Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
That's bad.
Who
What
knows?
happened?
Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Time is really the best cure, isn't it?
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Why?
The waves are beginning.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What's
What
the
is
meaning
it
of
with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
So I take it that's her skiff?
Sure is. The Sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Sunny days?
Bye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the rain streaming down the yellow belly of the boat.
When do you think the boat will be ready?
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
Waves wash the sand. A skiff moves across the mirror-smooth sea, far away from here. A lone passenger, a fast sloop in the distance, white sails. My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
That's my mole carriage in the sea, by the way.
Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
I got drunk and
This
apparently...
calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
You suggesting we honor the carcass of my fallen motor carriage?
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
An
Why
odd
not?
thing.
Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Alright, I mean, organizing a funeral takes a lot of my time and effort, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
It's a pity we don't get to do any more side activities like in the Doom commercial area or...
Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example.
I like the bow tie. Meet my friends!
Tequila sunset.
Don't call. Don't call her.
Hey, wake up.
There's no waking him from his stupor. His mind is elsewhere.
The legend returns. You know the dance. Smokable smokes, pissable pilsner. Drink it, then convert it to piss. And there's spirits and speed too.
Oh, time to go. Oh, motor carriage is right. Oh, you can't interact with it anymore? Stupid.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel pre. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Any
One
other
moment.
report?
Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man, height, dark hair, medium build. His lip looked like he slipped, fell through the hole of the boardwalk, hit his head against a metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
Nope,
No
there's-
field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, an old leather jacket, and with a bright blue lining. Found a library card from his pocket.
Any information on the library card?
From the Central Jamrock Public Library. It belonged to someone named Billy Marsh.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the
I
case.
have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you? Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Betancourt sur la Clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Semenine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Semenine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Guess that's the name of...
Yes,
Oh.
that is the most recent name the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP. And the one before it was Downwell. I also have one called Segment, but I think that might be a different contractor. No, they work called Sediment. And somatosensor, it seems. All that during the last 9 years.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's facility in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
The suit of armor would likely have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
Please do.
Sure. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then.
Well, please
It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
I was told to call Lazarus. People are worried about me.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it's Firewalker here.
Firewalker? Oh, yes, you are. Just don't breathe in the general direction of your fire feet. Actually, wait. Do exactly that. Put yourself out of your misery. Take a deep, diaphragmatic breath in and...
It would be an artistic statement of some kind or another. Self-immolation has been all the rage in Lomangpang for a while now, especially among university students. It is particularly popular in Koh Hoi, where such acts get the most press. Of course, yes, you were having health trouble.
I feel like you're making
I'm
fun
the
of me.
most serious person at the station, detective. Now, do you have any current, pressing medical problems?
I couldn't reach up and grab my tie-spinning fan without unbearable pain shooting through my arm.
Hard to tell exactly what it was over the phone. Could be a combination of peripheral neuralgia and high blood pressure. Could be that you were having a heart attack. Or Actually, it could be both, given your profile.
Well, that sounds bad. No wonder I'm in so much pain. I feel like I've been living through damaged.
Yes, probably in more ways than one.
He sounds very careless about it all. Positively breezy.
Cut down on the drinking, pal. In fact, cut off the drinking. The drugs, too. Anything else?
Which reminds me, when are we finally going to get that speed? Abstinence could have immediate positive effects on your health.
No. I've lost
With
my
all the
memory.
damage
and
you've been
all-
dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
Oh, surprise. Could anything else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
Is there anything you
What?
can do for me?
You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Yes, I want
You
the
want
truth.
the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
The money is probably going to some old, oily...
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactorson.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer. Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer.
Yes, hello?
Oh, Sylvia, this is the police again.
Great. What else do you need, detective?
You hear the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Connect me to the Jamrock Public
Hold
Library.
on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
I'm looking on information that you can provide on a Billy Majul, a reader.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
On Moreau Drive in central Jamrock, in a darkened hall lit by orange desk lamps far away from the noise outside, a middle-aged man taps commands into an old radio computer. A printout falls on the desk. Behind him, a lonely reader scours some dusty bookshelves, looking for a paperback.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Yes, the home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
You have any other information?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
You saw my
Marie?
news?
Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day. Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
So, this is a woman, not a man? How did your colleague know it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
Yeah, husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight. Marie! She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Thank you. That's all for me. No other
Happy
questions.
we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Anything else you need from me?
You with the first.
Right. Please hold.
10-4, come in. Fireworker, over.
I'm happy to report that I found my badge.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer?
I've successfully located my 9mm Vulture pencil, and it's out on me. I will not lose it again.
10-4, sir, roger that, and very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report.
10-10, silver.
Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
Oh, that's dealt with. I guess I'm gonna go to the apartments. What am I doing? Gonna go to the balcony.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup allons, yo. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
Hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's do this through.
You hear some light footsteps and what appears to be a daily weather forecast playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
You have any advice?
Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Alright, I think I'm ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio. He gives you a short, encouraging nod.
Is this Billy Midrill's house?
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
Tidying up, nervously.
Come in, the door is open.
I'm just gonna start looking around first. It's like I'm just giving. Hello, detective. The time to...
It's you from the bookstand.
Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. Condensation from stepping inside.
Thanks, Baba.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
Keep it together. You don't want your body language to tell her the news.
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you?
How about some small talk before you break the news?
How have I been? You're not here to discuss me. What is this about, officer?
Can't write a scene without knowing the actors. Ask more. Get comfortable around her.
I noticed you're cooking something.
People got to eat. What is this about? Why are you suddenly asking me about my cooking?
You live with your, Victor, your husband, right?
It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie.
How old are you
Jolie
guys?
is 16 and Jenny is turning 18 next month.
And where is everybody? I don't see anyone home.
The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight. And Victor is out.
She swallows visibly.
Out where?
He has a problem with drinking. And so he disappears every now and then. He's probably in the parks drinking with his friends. I sent him to the library a few days ago, but I guess something came up.
Your knowledge if he made it to the library?
No. I guess I'll find out when he decides to come back home. It shouldn't be long from now. He's never gone for more than a few days.
Do you remember what he was wearing when you
His
last
old
saw him?
leather jacket.
You describe it?
It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so... No, well, the lining is hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around with it in the middle of winter.
What was he supposed
Just
to do?
to
in the
return
library?
a book of mine. Why?
Was it the...
Why all those questions, detective?
Was it the Grin
Did
Curve
he-
by M. Trimmers?
Yes.
She folds her hands across her chest. Here it comes.
Oh.
I don't want to.
Wait, why?
There has been enough pain.
But we
I
have
don't
to.
want to do this. Force yourself. Slap yourself.
Say what?
Officer.
Too late. You ruined it. Just say it now.
Excuse me? What? What did you say?
She's in pain. She's in so much pain. And so are you. Your chest is burning.
We are very sorry to inform you, but your husband, Victor Méjean, was found dead this morning on the Martinez boardwalk.
Oh. Oh. But he was just...
I understand that this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. We are very sorry for your loss, man.
What happened to him? Tell me.
He fell and smashed his head against the bench.
And you just found him there? Lying in the cold? How long had he been there?
For a few
She
days.
doesn't reply.
At least.
Her eyes well up with tears as she struggles to keep it together. You hear the clock ticking in the children's room.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No, no. I just need to tell my girls.
It burns like acid. Unreal.
God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
Yes.
All right, I'll call them.
She can't take much more. Her stomach is churning. Soon she will have to go to the bathroom and scream.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
For God's sake, lie.
He's in the morgue.
And who should I contact?
He was taken to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number, in case you want to contact him earlier. Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still a bit...
Alright then.
Again,
that's it.
if there's anything we could do for you, then don't hesitate to call the RCM.
Yeah, I'm answering.
She just nods, distant and inconsolable. The bed springs rattle beneath her as she begins to shake. These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon to a scream.
I'll take it from here. Thank you.
We should step outside and talk. So, the death notification.
Sorry, I know I fucked up.
It's alright, don't worry about it. I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
What about Billy and her kids?
There's not much we can do for them anymore, I'm afraid.
That's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case. There's nothing more we can do here.
Alright, let's go back to the...
Officer, I've seen worse. This wasn't the worst I've seen, okay? Now let's go.
I never asked Titus about that. And then go back to the Warling. Hey, get better.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
This faggot and fuck the world.
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
They seem to hold you in high esteem.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Got enough of that then.
Thank you for passing on the message. Now run along, Piggy.
Yeah, I don't like being called a pig, but...
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I found my badge, by the way.
By love, you did.
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
I got some
More
questions about
lessons in
reality.
basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What time
These are
zones?
unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
What's the
The
big time?
revolution.
Yeah. And what is revolution here about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Who gets shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
She likes the totality of it.
Could you say you got total until you were shot in the head?
Indeed. They piled them in mass graves in Ozon. And, well, that's the last anyone heard of those people.
Did the communists and anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever?
Yes.
Before they got shot themselves, they
Commies.
shot 2 million
dirty,
people.
Dirty commies. Truly a kerfuffle.
It was a kerfuffle, all right.
Yes. The Insulindian deluge, they call it.
Anybody get shot in the head on the opposite side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
I love that king.
Which
The
one?
communists.
Actually, it doesn't matter. King Guillaume has always been my favorite. He could smell a PR disaster brewing. So he got out alive, and his nephew, Fricelle, got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
We got the
The
mineral
liberals
rights.
got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
And by liberals you mean...
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
Yeah, did the liberals win?
They didn't win so much as survive.
Oh.
We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
The foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
They just said the liberals took over.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people. The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the
Blech.
world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Moralist.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
The rulers of Revachol. And also, the world. These guys are strong.
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
I don't think I'm a moralist, man.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
What was
Turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of God, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
What did this Turak do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
It was a funny time in history. They discovered transistors and rock music, but they didn't know anything about prions. Nobody did.
Where did it spread from?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzolf's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
Then what came
Why?
next?
You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
What is this zone
A
of control?
city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia. The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
What happens in Dustboro?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-Islary communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
You're saying it's been like this for 43
Time
years?
flies.
Yeah, I've been doing this.
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to '19 was simply hell.
And after
The
that?
30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
What's up with the Wild Private
They
Trooper?
picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They got lucky.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
What
I
side
would
of
have
the king?
sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
What would you have done
Good
differently?
question. What would you have done differently?
I would have killed more. 4 million if that's what it took.
The cold runs down your spine as you say the words, like a small electric charge that seeks grounding.
I see. 1/10 of humanity. The key of history is in the lock. Keep turning at any cost.
Until it's all mine, every pigment drenched black leaf in it. Black leaf of money and resonance. Until insanity is crushed and Revachol reigns. Swoops around forever.
The wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The cold dissipates into your parietal lobe, like a dissolved bullet. All is quiet on the Martinez Inlet. A dog barks. A gunshot echoes off the walls of some distant building. A woman's voice.
Revachol forever.
Forever? In 20 years, Revachol went from a king to a commune to a zone of control. She is forever. But the next thing she will be is something else.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
That's enough about
They are
that,
what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
I want to know what you are. What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth.
I'm a nationalist.
Revealing anger. It's sharp.
Dios mío!
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. I can see you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You've got Revachol in your blood. A real nationalist. No? Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, are you repulsed?
I forgive you, but only because you're so
A
charming.
devil, who being of great charm and guile, sneaketh into the homes of the godly.
That dialect is Obisunt. You recognize the quote from somewhere. A play written way back in the Franco-Nigerian century. Beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt is a body imbibed in numb 12 perfume. You are suddenly and intimately aware of it. Password then addicted themselves to it. So this.
Ah, maybe you remember more than you let on. Despite whatever brain damage the alcohol may have inflicted.
Devil.
I'm afraid you'll find that every woman is a devil woman, Detective. There are only aesthetic differences between one and the other. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future.
Would you have done something
With
similar?
due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery.
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east, light drizzle washing it clean, lights go up and motor carriages circulate the tracks.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're no dummy yourself.
So am
A
I.
smart boy getting smarter. One basic term of reality at a time.
You're a patriot?
I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
You have a daughter?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
What is this?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Keep guessing.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
You're saying I'm a ruin? What, really?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I mean, what is this place here?
Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
Wait, the Rue d'Isles?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see.
I'm butchering
and new
a lot of
buildings,
this. Am I?
bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux.
Oh,
But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a soaring motion.
Wonderful.
What is
The
that?
girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infra?
Yes.
Oh, wait, I haven't played
You
that
and I
game
belong
yet.
to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
I stand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
And what would that be?
Let's go.
I can see that, yes. I dabbled in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon, all permeating. Downright mandatory. Nothing infra about disco, baby.
Your disco?
Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me.
Is it new?
The new. A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary Revachol. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-colored everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now.
Sounds fun. I don't remember a single thing.
Wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, if you can remember the new, you weren't there?
For some reason, your mind is a veritable repository of Guillaume Le Million lyrics, trivia, and B-sides. But the time to explore this is when you're alone, facing a mirror perhaps. Right now, it would derail the reality lowdown.
It's a neurological disorder caused by lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
What causes it?
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
It's definitely.
She nods slowly. What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint, grab a bottle, and drain that shit right down your throat. Yes, and lie about it too, to her.
No.
She stares at you, head tilted to the side, with a slightly concerned look on her face.
Glad to have been of assistance. You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the...
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Let's get some stuff to...
You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality? Glad to have been of assistance.
But now I could probably go back, but now that I got reality locked down, let's go see our Sumerian friend. The mother of all walls. go see our Sumerian friend. Past the useless guy.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have observe, like a peasant hoping to bed a nobler woman. The ham sandwich is reaching straight for the advanced concepts. No humility, awareness, or respect.
Get your dirty hick dick away from these advanced concepts, peasant.
To comprehend time, you must possess at least a basic understanding of how reality works, what the rules are. The look of infinite astoundment in your eyes says you have no idea.
Hey, I'm a police officer. I don't
The
plenty.
concepts you reach for are far beyond you, Poopa. Without the necessary vocabulary, you are only wasting my time. Educate yourself first. Talk to people who understand the basics.
This again. But you've learned the basics. Guess we need to return to Mr. Monolith once we've figured out what else is missing from the curriculum. A studious approach seems like a good direction. Turn it into science. Just remember, minimum effort. Let things get too brainy, and bang, you're a beaner clot. No one wants that.
Come back to me when you've mastered the Elysium.
I'll be back in there.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Glad to have been of assistance.
What am I doing? Maybe I can catch Nope. I find it funny though that they built this big apartment building. And essentially what happened was well, I guess let's go about this interrogation. Okay, can I see something
The
back
door
there?
is closed. There's still a dent in the vinyl where you punched it before.
Who is it?
Tired. controlled.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Fuck, I should probably...
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
This seems like something that's gonna...
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. It's been used quite a lot. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Quite the collection.
Anything of note?
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoparidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Nacra, this is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how. A bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container. And your chest swells with pride. Look, it's made right here in Revachol by San Baptiste, a proud Revacholian pharmaceutical company with great traditions. It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed. You dropped it, smack dab in the middle of the floor. There it is, orange as the midsummer evening sun, or the lieutenant's bomber jacket. Wow, that's unbelievably orange. Anyone can see that. It's practically effervescent. The lieutenant tries to keep his eyes on the door, but the peptide bottle sounds like a rattlesnake. It's basically a percussion instrument that you're stuffing into your pocket. Who cares, man? Who cares what the stiff thinks? You got it. Here comes the afterburner. Just put it in your sweaty little hand now.
That sounds like something I should do after I'm done with this investigation, and I feel like I need the... But no, I guess I don't need to spend any money on the speed. I found it.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Run the fingers across the glass.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
This window was recently replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. You catch a single flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand, just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
Well, we obviously go on a quick save here because, well...
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
Where is this, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Who pinned them? Which side?
The revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War.
Does the flower blossom this early in
Yes,
spring?
but not this early. Not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
Is it a coincidence of it being on the roof?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Very well.
The petals feel dry and fragile in your hand. Water flows under the channel bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth, but there is none. Inland, above the Martinez distributary, the channel that brought wastewater from the silk mills of Jamrock, and then dead bodies during the war. The wrinkled fingers of an old man crush flower petals, then sprinkle them in the stream like white salt.
What's over here?
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy.
I don't know, Lieutenant Yefreiter. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door. I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers. A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
And we just kick it down.
Something cracks inside. It is an unbelievably satisfying sound.
Nice.
Filling you with a belief in your own body.
Sounds like the property damage wasn't in vain, at least. Would it hurt to look in?
I thought it was an
I don't
SSI
know
moment.
about that.
Yeah, we could do that after the interrogation.
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean. Then toned over several years of self-defense training. You can sense it in the sharp pointing of her elbows.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you got. Nice view you got
It's
here.
much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
You mentioned the cleaning lady. I think you need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there. They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Have I ever? This is the fabled cop of the apocalypse. His arrival is a sign of the end times. All this will come crashing down in mere days.
I'm disappointed in its drag out like this.
I know. What now?
What is there to do now, stranded here? The question is personal to her, more than humor.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
What could she be thinking of? It's hard to say. Her shoulders are relaxed, her eyes on the cigarette. It's like she's disappointed this wasn't about more entertaining matters.
What's your name, miss, for the record?
Clausier Amondou.
Same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese, as does her accent. Her birthmarks also signal Oranje. You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled with them.
You're from
Right,
Orange?
sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
Oranje?
I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate.
What is
A
Oranje?
bad memory, officer.
The Republic of Oranje is a democratic nation on the Muindi Isola, north of here, over the sea and across the Pale. It is one of the 6 major Occidental nations to hold stake in the continued occupation of Revachol, the coalition. People consider it a reasonable superpower.
Reasonable?
They will make you into a fiscal colony, divert your natural resources, hold patents and shares, but they won't threaten to wipe you out anytime, like Revachol did in its prime.
Bad memory.
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass, duraluminum. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
What do you do, miss? What is your specialization?
Something stupid.
What's
Oranese
that?
lit.
Oranese lit?
literature. It's what I studied at the university.
What is Oranese literature
Fear
about?
of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
What about Revacholian literature? People sometimes reveal things about themselves when they discuss such matters.
Revacholian literature too?
No. Revacholian lit is about how magnificent and serious Revachol is. It's about how you have to save the world.
I do feel like I have an urge to save the world. I guess that's why I'm on this case.
That's the natural state of the Revacholian hero.
Oranese lit. So what do you do with it?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
How do you make money then? Money is very important.
Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese lit.
Being what?
Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37.
Miss Oranje, now there is something you should linger on.
What is
It's
this?
a beauty pageant. Held in the year of our century 37, in Aranye.
She was 14 at the time.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all
I would
understand
offer you
what we-
coffee, but it's garbage. Literally tastes like poison.
Do we take a look at your passport, please?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
Okay then.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
Thank you, that's it.
The record. So official.
Oh, that one I may save for last. Nice
Yeah.
room we got here.
It's pretty deluxe.
What are you doing here in the Roan
I'm
Rags?
wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol. I heard this is where
Martinez.
the washed-up disco has-beens go.
You're too young to be calling yourself a disco has-been.
I'm really not.
You have quite the collection of prescription
Thank you.
drugs out there.
I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
It's quite impressive. How do you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The Anti-Star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
The collection includes NCR, an opiate entities.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry.
You seem to have, among other things, pictures.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Like what?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a mirrored speed molecule, basically.
Cool, I took some for personal use.
Huh? Motherfucker took my Preptide? Looks like you owe me one, officer. I'm talking serious corruption here.
This does not amount to actual corruption. I can easily log it under confiscation.
Robbed by common highwaymen.
It's hard to tell if she means it in earnest or as a joke. She's not angry, but it's true. She's gonna have to find some more Preptide now.
I stole somebody's drugs. That window is new.
It is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
I have other questions.
Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
What is this windflower?
She looks
Firefly.
at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style? Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Yes, you know,
Yes.
mine.
You're just one room away. Very personal.
It's... Oh, that's right, yeah.
Good. Yes. This means she could have heard something.
I almost
like
just,
what you were doing before you blacked out.
What was I
You
doing
do
Sunday
not need
night?
to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like,
Tell us. They told us you were raped.
It's a bit early in the morning for rape, isn't it?
It's actually already. What does that mean? Were you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
It's all very organic. Her mannerisms, her movements. If she's acting, she's quite gifted. By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Thais asked you to spice things up for us.
Pretty much.
Warming them. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life.
So you weren't?
I'm 89% sure.
You got an 89% sure. You're not
You know
entirely
how
sure.
it is.
Do you?
How is it then?
Maybe you don't know.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
Nobody deserves that.
I'm sure there is one person in the world who does. I mean, there are so many people. But let me make this clear. The man who was hanged from that tree did not rape me.
The wording, the verbal eye roll. She's almost disgusted with the platitude you served up.
Then what
We
did
partied.
happen? Wait, partied. Where have I heard that before?
A lot of partying going on.
From Titus. About her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it.
Pointing to your bloated face. Kinda like I do. What kind of party?
With all due
kinda like I
respect,
do?
sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Party harder than this. Into my face. I don't think that's physically possible.
It is. You're still alive.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
You were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Must have been hard for you seeing him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
the call, the report of hanging, that was you?
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Before we go on, if it's snitching, what would they do?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
The caller was, voice was
I didn't
stunted.
exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it? Ow.
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
You were right to suspect there might be foul play involved with the broken phone line.
And in this process, you broke the landline downstairs?
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch.
That's like
I appreciate the symmetry.
What was
I
all
don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
We're not entirely convinced about that answer, but okay. Let it slide. Pushing won't help here.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
You tell me more about him? Name, age,
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know... hair.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
What did they hang him for if it's not?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
Yeah.
And his role in this strike was... what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too?
I'm not picking up on any theatercraft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night?
Where was you when this happened?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie.
How did the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
How did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Thank you for telling us all this mess.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
I had something else before we
She
go.
nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
Let's explore that secret passage. Oh.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
You would have caught it.
I would have caught it.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
She seemed
You
candid.
think so? Being candid is the best way to lie. The appearance of candor with some facts thrown in draws attention away from whatever one chooses to omit. She may be trying to control the pace of the investigation. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our inquiries will bring us back here soon enough.
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere.
I think I can see in the...
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
Boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclusions.
What were these people doing in
You
here?
lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. If your mesolimbic reward pathway were to venture a guess, one of the bottles is probably being put somewhere it doesn't belong. You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Someone's been here for the last week or two?
3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer, this isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place.
Okay, what does this mean?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, behind our rape victim's room, in the recent weeks. This may prove to be significant.
Let's have a closer look.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand sole with logos on it. It seems custom-made or old-fashioned. Shoe size is 41 to 42, maybe 43. It could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is, unfortunately, the worst, most vague shoe size there is. Of course, damn.
This print doesn't look like an
The
old
size
suit.
looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person.
This doesn't look like the worker's
No,
boot from the...
these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
shit, there's just money back here. Oh, speaking of money,
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect. It will make you into more than that. A megacop. This is your modus operandi. This is how you've done it for years. Let's go.
Alright, my body's...
Raise the peptide bottle. Press one nostril closed and inhale furiously with the other. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings a bit inside your nose.
Mamma mia.
Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity. Your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. Your jaw clenches. You could work with this high. Like, literally work. Solve the case. File some papers. Maybe clean up your hostel room. Then solve another case. Then start a side investigation into the paranatural. Then build a radio computer. Whoa, this shit is strong. This shit is disco.
Kim, I did a little speed. I hope you don't mind. It was for professional reasons.
I'm not your mother. I don't care. Do what you have to do.
As long as you remain functional, he thinks. Now, let's get back to work. Spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task in a task chain.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a speed button. Speed gives +1 to motoric skills. Perception, reaction speed, hand-eye coordination, savoir-faire, interfacing, and composure. This is good before a white check, but damages your morale.
Thank you, tutorial woman. Oh, there's a pinball machine over here.
Over there, in the corner.
The pinball
Not
machine.
just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it. Lit. A phrase almost synonymous with the Insulindian pinball scene. Any pinball scene, really.
Kim, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats. A classic.
Wait, you've played it?
A little.
Let's take a closer look.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin-operated. Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Muindi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save his people. The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain. Areas around the playfield represent Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them, indeed.
Get them.
Think of them as balls. It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease. Go, go, Fingerboy.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
What kind of guy?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels. A masked nationalist.
Racist
An
mountaineer.
avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent.
Well, technically humans are beings are at the top of the food chain, so...
He also hit his wife and kids. Other people's kids too. Sometimes pets. Hateful little man. But you seem to be having fun.
Yeah, pretty
Your
good. Your
game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board. And although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go.
Concentrate and arrow for the name.
Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit.
Funny
isn't
pinball
easy.
story.
More fall to
I
their
knocked
deaths.
a pinball
But finally, the
back.
opportunity
I
presents
knocked a
itself.
pinball once.
One of them gets
Back
through.
into the launching. Craziest thing I ever done.
Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something blasts. The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid, nihilistic finale.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next. Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eaten them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end of so much distrust and outright hate.
Nothing you can... Cop gives
What?
up.
Welcome to the...
Her head below, then
I'm sorry for the mess down there. It's much...
where the dead...
Thank you for that, officers. Oh, yes. They also...
I'm Kim.
Have I ever? His arrival is a sign of the... I know.
What is that?
Miss.
Huh.
What could she be thinking? It's like she's...
Clausy.
Same. Her birth...
Right, sir. A bet
The Republic of Aranye is a... They will make you into a fiscal colony.
of Lila.
What's...
Nothing. I'm 28. Something's... What I need literature. Fear...
What about...
No. Revacholian Lit is about how magnificent and serious Revachol is. It's about how you have to save the world.
I did not expect the pinball machine to can do that. Especially since it was seeming like I was winning.
That's the natural state. Nothing. Cool. Many.
Miss Aranye? Now there is something...
It's a beauty pageant.
She was 14 at the time.
Mm-hmm. I'm afraid.
Why is that?
Because it's bare.
Thank you for your...
They say so in your tourist brochure. If I...
She seems to be telling...
Okie doke.
If any of this made...
The record. So fish. Yeah. I'm win...
How long have you been?
About 4 months. I came in here in the world. I heard this is where the washed up disco has... I'm really not. Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort in with money.
The Anti-Star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll.
Comes in handy.
Is that something that...
Better safe than sorry. Oh, yes. Like... Huh?
This does not...
It's hot. She's not angry, but it's...
It is.
The lieutenant, watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling. She looks chipped.
Pretty. Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't... Yes.
Good.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police.
It's a bit early in the morning for rate, isn't it? Yeah. Tell them it's...
It's all by...
Are you saying...
Not explicitly, but I understand. Pretty much.
Warm. She must be very cold.
I'm 89% sure. Cool. We partied. With all due respect. Oh.
What did you...
We drank.
What else?
Stimulants. I guess you...
How did you...
Downstairs.
When was...
A month ago? Something like that. Oh, yeah.
A bit he takes.
You called...
Yes.
Jackpot.
I made it.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Because I couldn't... I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. With nail clippers.
You were right to
Did I?
Jigsaw.
I don't know.
We're not.
Thank you for making the...
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there. I'm sorry.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return. And his...
I think he...
And the lynch...
She nods.
Bullet?
I'm not.
You mean...
I'm confused.
So am I.
Things are...
This is beginning to get confusing for you too. And we...
Cowering. They're frequent guests. Overdrink. A little. Yeah.
Like you...
No.
I'm sorry.
I have. Which ones, sir?
She breathes.
Should we head by downstairs, officer?
She nods. Silvery cigarette.
Why not?
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
We don't have to go through.
Something it isn't.
Nice.
Filling you.
Sounds like the property damage I don't know about. Looks like we have more to discuss with those. Nothing will make them respect the RCM. But it will disrupt. What else?
You would have caught it.
If not you, then you think so? She may be trying.
You can almost...
You can bear the footprints.
Boring. You lean if you're meso.
Stupid frickin'.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. 3 weeks. This isn't bad at all. It means someone's...
Large print. This shoes, of course. Damn.
The size looks about the same, actually. No.
Everything around you. Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it will make you into more than that. You raise the peptide bottle. Now the taste is slowly receding into your... You could work with this high. Like, literally work. Solve the case. File some papers. Maybe clean up your hostel room. Then solve... Whoa, this shit is strong.
I'm not your...
As long as you remain functional, he thinks. Now, let's get back to what springs...
In the bottom...
It was quick save the game right here.
Over there, in the corner. Not just lit. A phrase or...
The pinball machine. A little. Ah.
Cornelius, get the game on, finger boy. Those flippers are above the paint. The theme of the peak areas around, indeed. It takes a while. Go.
I feel sorry for the gods. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was. The kind of a guy who uses the word an avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in hate. He also hit his wife. But you seem to be having fun.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board, and although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than suddenly maneuvering a tiny the words
Congratulations.
This, you're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death. You're in a perfectly balanced system where neither you nor the POW is able to get the upper hand. This could go on forever.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
How, if you can't? The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee. There goes nothing, finger boy.
God damn it. Maybe if I had the hand-eye coordination thing, I could come.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
There must be a key somewhere. Probably somewhere in the whirling. It's not too important. We can get in and out using the roof door.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88. This elevator must have been used to transport pinball machines to and from the upstairs workshop. There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descendre, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken. A small steel plaque reads Halter 800. Halter is a Koningsteiner lift company who went out of business a long, long time ago.
So what's
That
last
it
maintenance?
does. I say, let's brave it.
So the elevator was
No,
last
it was
maintenance.
maintained in 88 of the previous century.
Oh,
No, I think the bureaucrats just forgot about this backroom elevator after the revolution.
So it's mostly a pinball machine,
Seems so,
right?
although it's pretty quaint for a freight elevator.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up, a long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
Looks like they gave up on the fixing pinball machines at this point.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue.
This used to be a
Looks like
pinball
it.
workshop.
I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over.
A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the hearties bang away at it.
Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
The Wall and Rags was once an East Delta pinball arcade that is left over from that.
Yes, as the novelty dice makers said. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case, I'm sure. But I do like a nice little connection.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
This means that Wall and Rags really is a part of the doomed
If
commercial
that's
area.
true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy.
Stupid superstition. But still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this.
And that'll be the next episode. So yeah, we got a couple of things to do. Confront the Artie boys. It's in the Doom, but the dead man. So yeah, stay perks out. See y'all next one. Goodbye. Peace. See y'all next video. I gotta go take a piss. Hope you guys have a good one.